Emergency Technology in Art Festival being presented by Jackson Young Professionals. And joining us now are two of the artists, installation artists at this Saturday's festival, Melissa Evans and Jacob McGarry. Welcome.
Thank you.
So first, we should define what is an installation artist?
I think they tell you where you're gonna put something, and then you decide what goes there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hands-on, immersive, big, like something you can walk through or walk up to.
Yeah. For us, that's we want to make sure it's completely immersive. So you go into something. That's just us. Like that's what we like to create for people. You walk into something and you feel something. You're creating something.
Mm-hmm. And this creation will be outside.
Yep.
In front of Jackson School of the Arts.
That's right.
So how big is this? Is it done yet?
It's constructed. We're still painting. The paint's still drying.
Okay.
We've still got a few finishing touches to put on, but the sort of frame of it is built.
It's 12 feet high.
Now, do you two collaborate on things?
Yes.
Typically?
Yes.
Yeah, we've worked together for over 5 years, creating different experiences, and we often pick up what the other can't do. So we complement each other.
So some of the things I've seen that you've done, it's like events. You've done like stage
design,
staging
yeah. Yep.
on stage.
Yeah.
With projections and props.
Yep.
And so this installation will, when you are in it, what will you feel? What will you see?
Yeah, we are going to have, we're going to have lights. That's the biggest thing, but we're going to create the lights so you have a feeling. There'll be music playing. And we plan to have something that people can kind of interact with. And our theme is dreams. What dreams do you have for yourself? What dreams do you have for Jackson? So that's kind of the direction we're going.
Yep.
What's it made out of?
Wood.
Okay.
Plywood and lumber, reclaimed lumber.
What we're going to be seeing this Saturday, art that isn't what you would typically see in a museum on a wall.
Right.
A lot of it it's temporary, 3D, 4D,
Yep.
and not something you typically would create for any other kind of thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Emerging technology.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, what they will be seeing, they've never seen anything like this before.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, we've used the lighting design that we do is using some newer tech, and these sculptures on screen are CNC cut, which is a great way to be able to build things with without a full team or with a smaller team. You can do a lot of things that used to be industrial processes that now are much more accessible, to do at home or to do in a small business.
And these are, how big are these?
The ones that you just saw are about 2 feet across. So these are like the baby sculptures.
Okay.
So we'll have a handful of those out hanging and on the ground, and then we actually started with these and felt that we needed something else, so we decided to build the big one.
Huge one. Yeah.
Now, the festival runs from 3 p.m. till 11 p.m., so there will be some parts of this festival in daylight.
Yep.
Will the experience be different in your installation, seeing it in daylight versus nighttime?
It'll feel a little different. Darkness, when you have all the lights, of course, that feels almost mysterious. It feels like it's a new experience, but we're also creating it for the daytime as well, so that it'll feel, it may not be the same, but they'll still get just as good of an experience because we're looking at both things. When we create, we think about all the senses, so we're trying to think about smell, about sight, about feel, about what you're seeing, and so we're trying to use that as our guide for both the day and nighttime.
I know the organizers went all over looking at various artists and some of the things they've done. How did you get connected, being Jackson artists, to this event?
Honestly, I saw it was happening and I was so excited because it was our wheelhouse. And so I just emailed them and I met Matt, who I think he was here last week maybe. And he was like, let's team up, let's work together. And so ever since then, I've been meeting with the team, and we've been collaborating ever since.
Do you each have different roles in creating the installation?
Yeah.
Yeah, Melissa is the expert as far as the final visual touches, the colors we use, the shapes that we use. I'm more on like closer to an engineer maybe, or an architect, where I'm thinking through how it can actually hold together and function and be safe for
Not
people to walk
fall
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
In talking to a couple of the artists already, I learned that it's such an emerging area of art that it's hard to be professional at it, that everyone seems to have real jobs,
Yes.
as
Yep.
as do you.
Yep.
What are your real jobs?
Currently, I'm a freelance graphic designer.
Yeah, I'm a director of production, and I also do freelance live streaming, website design, a little bit of graphic design, that sort of stuff, video production.
So all the things you do at work, you're able to use these skills. So it must be exciting for you to be able to have a platform where you can create things in your head.
Yeah.
And you've never been able to do this before, have you?
Not at this scale, and not in our city. And I'm so excited that it's in Jackson, because sometimes we're underestimated, and I think we have some amazing things to show. And there's some amazing people on the team who are creating. I mean, like Bright Walls, they did such a good job with all of that, and so I'm excited to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, the Bright Walls has been a great way to communicate what this next thing is by JYP, but still, it's challenging to communicate what all is happening.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to technology, trying to define, like you said, what it is. But I don't think people will be disappointed. I think it's something new and something different. The fact that it's free, like people just come down and enjoy. I know there'll be food trucks and bands, and there's a lot to do.
It is, and it's interesting when you look at the lineup. It looks like, oh wow, this is something you would see in a bigger city.
Yep.
When Melissa texted me the link to the website, I glanced at it and just assumed, she asked if I wanted to work together on making an installation, and I missed that it was in Jackson for like the first week. I just assumed it was in Chicago or Detroit or something, and I was really excited to find out that it was right downtown here.
Well, and we've done so much traveling because we always want to be a part of what's happening in the world. And so we've gone to New York, we've gone to
Santa Fe,
Toronto, just to see what's happening, and so that we can be a part of it where we're at.
So people that live in Jackson will be joined by visitors from all over. It sounds like some of these artists, including some of the performance artists like the music groups, have a big following outside of Jackson.
Yeah, there's some big artists coming from out of state, and I think it'll show. I think it'll be cool.
Yep.
How have you communicated what you guys are doing to your friends and family?
Not well. Any sort of like unusual or novel experience is really difficult to put into words.
Yeah.
Anytime you experience something that you don't have a form or a model for that pre-exists. So like Bright Walls is the best metaphor or best, sort of paradigm for this sort of thing. But because it is new, and because most people haven't experienced something like this before, it can make it really challenging. But conversely, it's also very memorable. It's something that you really is best experienced in person. That doesn't necessarily translate to photography or videos.
When you look at the website, you think, oh wow, this is going to be a great week. Well, it's all one day.
It is, yeah. Which I know we're hoping to expand as the years go by, but one day it's a lot to, we were just talking about creating, I mean, I don't know how many hours we put into this already, but for one small amount of time, but also the experience people get through it, it's worth it. It's worth creating that for people to be able to see their faces and for them to experience something that they've never seen before.
And your installation, once the festival is over, is the installation then, is that the end of it?
We'll see. We'll see how it stands up.
It depends on how well it travels. I think it might be in my front yard for Halloween. We'll see. I might build it in the backyard, took it downtown for the festival, and then I might use it for the holiday.
So the cubes that we saw, abstract art, does your installation, is it abstract? Does it have a title?
It's called a hedron,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's short for
Dodecahedron.
I know it's going to get it wrong. So it has 12 sides, and so it's one of these but massive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's the same shape but different sides.
And you walk in?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's dodecahedron is one of the platonic solids, which is like a special class of shape that is symmetrical on every side. So like a cube is a very simple example where every side is the same square.
Right.
This is like that, but made of pentagons, so 5-sided panels that then attach to each other. So I think like math nerds are going to really appreciate, being able to see all of the special ratios and connections that happen in that.
Yeah, they're not cubes. They're
No.
Hedrons.
hedrons.
Yes.
Hedrons. The appeal, other folks that are excited about emerging art
Yeah.
in all the various disciplines of that, they'll be excited. But what about who's the general audience? Kids, adults? Is it mass appeal?
I think it's anyone who wants to experience something a little different. So I think that can be any age group. And I know, like, I have 2 kids, and they're so excited to come just experience it. I know there's some educational things going on at the JSA, and my oldest is going to love that because he loves nerding out and enjoying all of that. And then just honestly, to help people experience something, maybe they can't go to a big city, or maybe they haven't, and they get to experience something different. And the way we think about it is when you experience something different, it makes your brain think about something just a little differently, and it tweaks it. And that makes your life just a little bigger.
All kinds of other things happening, as you mentioned, educational
Yep.
opportunities, musical performances, a Daft Punk
Yep,
experience.
Daft Punk.
What are you two most excited about seeing, hearing, or doing
Oh,
at this?
man.
I've sort of left it as a surprise for myself,
Yeah.
really. I've deliberately thought about my thing, but I'm very excited to get there and to have, like, in all of the ways that I know all the work that went into our installation, I want to just see the finished product of everyone else's, which is going to be a real treat to see what's around all the different areas, and I think it's going to be,
And what about you, Melissa?
Oh man, I think I'm similar. We've put all of our energy into what we're gonna do. I think Daft Punk band will be fun, and I've seen little snippets of the other artists, and I'm so excited to see their finished products. I know the flower installation is going to be super cool, and the community can join in on that.
that's true, yeah. There's a floral artist who's using all, like, locally grown flowers.
Yeah, real flowers.
And
Yeah.
is taking contributions from people in the community. Like, you can bring your flowers to have her turn into this art piece, which that's a really cool idea. I'm jealous of the concept, honestly.
Yeah. So there's a lot of weddings happening this Saturday, and I'm suggesting if you're a wedding party, come down and stand in front of these things.
Yeah.
That'd
Yes.
be awesome.
Great photo shoot.
And will you guys be stationed at your installation?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. Once, unless a band brings us in, and then we'll go watch them for a minute.
Oh, cool. I'm anxious to see it and everything else on Saturday at the ETA.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
2 of the artists in the Emerging Technology in Art Festival this Saturday in downtown Jackson on Cortlandt Street, all around Jackson School of the Arts. Melissa Evans and Jacob McGarry. More to come.